So I just got heart surgery a few days ago, and I'm gonna be real, it f***ed me up. So since I can't really do much, like I can't even lift this arm above my head, I thought that it'd be a great time to talk to you about the whole heart problem, what it is, how I got it, and everything about it. And I'm sorry if you're not really into that. You can come back next week, that's fine, but it's just, I really can't do much, so I gotta work with what I have. So let's start off at the beginning. I was born with congenital heart block. It's a heart block that occurs in the heart's electrical system, which controls the whole heart rhythm and heartbeats, and basically mine is just f***ed up. The whole reason I have it is because my mom has lupus, and it just got passed down to me, and it affected my heart. I wouldn't really say that it affected me personally, besides like the whole heart and everything, but I mean like in life. Like my childhood, for instance. It didn't really affect my childhood due to the fact that I didn't allow it to. I have my parents making it known that, hey, he has a problem, be cautious around him. If you see him face down on the grass, call the ambulance, make sure he's safe. So with that being said, I was just treated like, okay, he's like a bomb. If we touch him, he might explode, so be safe around him. Which isn't always the best thing as a kid, but I mean, I really was like, fuck it, I'm just like everybody else. I didn't let the whole heart problem, define me, nor should it have. So with the whole heart problem, I was restricted from any contact sport, so I couldn't do soccer, baseball, football, anything with the ball or anything that can risk being hit in the heart. I was not allowed to do, and it sucked. I don't like being told what I can and cannot do. I'm a type of person, and even as a kid, if you told me that I couldn't do something, I'm gonna be like, okay, sit back and relax and watch me excel, because I always strive to be the best or the best version of myself. Even as a kid, I was just like everybody else. I was just as good, if not better. So my childhood was pretty normal. Like, it was as normal as could have made it to be. Besides with the whole doctor checkups, that was just annoying. I had to go to the doctors every year, had to get hooked up to a heart monitor, and stickers all connected to my chest. Wore that for 24 hours, and they would just monitor me. Did that every year, and it was a thing. It just annoyed me. Over the years, my health was as good as it could be. It wasn't until my 13th year when they told me, okay, it's time for your heart surgery because your heart is just not doing so good anymore. Because when you're asleep, the average heartbeat I think is 50 beats per minute. Mine was like that while I was awake and asleep. So I needed it, because no one's heartbeat should be that low while they're awake. So I understood, and I was like, alright, well, let's get it done. So in 2011, they opened me up and they put a pacemaker in me, and I was good to go. So I thought. Because a year later, I went for my checkup, and they did an echogram on me, and they were like, something seems to be off. And I'm like, okay, well, fix me and send me home. So they brought the doctor in, and they told me it's a blood clot. I don't know what the blood clot was. I'm like, okay, pop it and send me on my merry way. Thank you. I look at my parents, and I can tell they're scared. The doctor's like, okay, well, we'll just be cautious. We'll just treat you and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. Do what you gotta do. So when I went home, I did the worst thing you could possibly do. I Googled it. Then I self-diagnosed myself, and I was like, I'm going to die, because 600,000 die a year from a blood clot. And if you think about it, there's 7 billion, there's people in the world. So that big number to me isn't so big in general, but it's just the scary part was I could possibly die. So I spent a couple weeks, or my summer, on blood thinners, which sucked because I bruised easy. By the flick, I'm like, got a bruise. And every other day I just get blood drawn, which sucked. Here's a sad story. One day, I got 10 tubes of blood taken out of me, and from the hospital, I went straight to my uncle's funeral. So that was a great f***ing day. So the first day school came, and after class, I would introduce myself to the teachers, because I had to be like, hey, my name is James, it's nice to meet you. I just had to inform you that I won't be here tomorrow because I am getting a camera shoved down my throat to see if I have a blood clot. And then they're like, wow, good luck with that. I'm like, oh, thanks. So the next day came, I got the camera down my throat, and it turns out that the blood clot they thought was actually a shadow. Things had a blast. So after that, I was good for a while until earlier this year when my doctor was like, have we ever talked about getting a second surgery? And I'm thinking like, no, what the f***? Like, why would I need a second surgery? Like, what's the whole point of getting the first surgery? Like, the first surgery was to be like, hey, you're good for a while. Like, I don't understand what's happening. We scheduled for a physical test, like a running test. It's where they hook you up to a machine and they make you run on a treadmill until you pass out or you can't run any longer. And I was like, alright, well, let's do it. So, you know, we did it, and, you know, I'm like there running like, yeah, like I'm a like superstar and stuff like that, and the doctors are like freaking out. And my parents are like, why the hell are the doctors like freaking out? Like, you never seen a person run before? So the whole reason like they were like amazed or freaked out is because the machine is saying that my heart functions are low, but yet I'm performing at such a high level that shouldn't be a thing. So they're thinking like, oh yeah, that's awesome, like I'm ahead of science, like I'm so like amazing that the doctors don't even know what's wrong with me. As amazing and cool as that is, that's kind of like a bad thing, because that means my heart is just all types of f***ed up. Because if your heart can't keep up with your body, then you need to get that fixed. I got heart surgery just a few days ago where they opened me up, replaced the pacemaker I have now with the new one with a third wire. So now I have a third wire going through one of my veins, I think, and connecting to the other side of my heart. So now my heart beats on both sides. So yeah, that's how I am now. I have an enlarged heart that's finally beating on both sides. So basically that's my life. If you guys have any questions, leave them down below. That's kind of it for this week. You guys can subscribe for new videos every Sunday because that's when I upload them. I'm gonna go sleep because I'm tired now. Alright, I'll see you guys next week with a whole new video. Bye-bye.